If you're in your mid-20s and looking for a place to work out, chances are you're considering boutique fitness studios, brands that promise performance, lifestyle, and community. For many young adults, the YMCA typically doesn't even come to mind. For 175 years, the YMCA has strengthened communities across the United States. It is one of the most trusted nonprofit brands in the country, and yet many young adults today don't see it as a place designed for them. So the question becomes, how does a 175-year-old organization preserve its brand equity while repositioning itself for a generation that looks very different from the families it has historically served? In this presentation, I will explore the YMCA's current brand equity, the demographic shifts that are reshaping the market, the YMCA's current positioning, and two strategic marketing communication recommendations designed to strengthen brand equity and better communicate the YMCA's full value to young adults. Brand equity is the value a brand adds to a product or service based on awareness, associations, perceived quality, and loyalty. The YMCA has extraordinarily strong brand equity. For generations, it has been associated with youth development, childcare and camps, swim lessons, community service, and accessibility and financial assistance. It is trusted, mission driven, and it is seen as safe and community centered. That equity is powerful. However, brand equity is only sustainable if it evolves with the market. And today, the market is changing in a significant way. For most of the YMCA's history, its positioning around young families aligned perfectly with American household structures. However, today we are experiencing a significant demographic shift. The average age of first-time parents continues to rise. Marriage and parenthood are being delayed. Americans are having fewer children, and single parent and dual income no kids households are increasing. This creates an expanded life stage between ages 22 and 35, a stage where individuals are building careers, prioritizing health and wellness, seeking community and belonging, investing in personal and professional growth, and not raising children. Historically, the YMCA built strong brand relationships once people became parents. But if parenthood is delayed or doesn't happen, that strategy creates a gap in the customer life cycle. The life stage between college and having children is longer than ever. And currently, the YMCA does not strongly own that stage in the minds of young adults. This creates not just a demographic challenge, but a positioning challenge. Positioning is the place a brand occupies in the consumer's mind relative to competitors. Right now, the YMCA is primarily positioned as a family-focused nonprofit, a childcare provider, or an affordable gym. Meanwhile, boutique fitness brands position themselves around identity, performance, lifestyle, exclusivity, and personal transformation. The YMCA offers many of these same benefits, but its marketing communication does not consistently emphasize them. Instead, much of its promotional messaging focuses on programs and schedules rather than identity and belonging. As a result, young adults may think, I don't have kids. The YMCA isn't for me. That perception signals a positioning gap. This is where value creation becomes critical. A YMCA membership typically includes fitness facilities, group exercise classes, pools, volunteer opportunities, leadership development programs, community events, financial assistance options, and nationwide access, meaning you can visit other associations while you're traveling for free. That is far more holistic than most boutique gyms. The YMCA offers physical wellness, social connection, civic engagement, and accessibility all in one membership. The problem is not lack of value. The problem is perceived value. And perceived value is shaped by positioning and communication. Therefore, to strengthen brand equity and close the perception gap, I propose two strategic business recommendations. The first one would be to implement a national brand repositioning campaign to modernize perception. The YMCA could launch a coordinated marketing communication campaign designed to modernize outdated brand perceptions and elevate perceived quality among young adults. Although many YMCA facilities across the country have been significantly renovated or rebuilt, a perception lag exists. Many consumers, particularly those ages 22 to 35, still associate the YMCA with older downtown buildings, outdated equipment, and a primarily family-centered environment. Because positioning exists in the mind of the consumer, these outdated associations weaken perceived quality and reduce competitive consideration against boutique fitness brands. Some channel tactics could include social media campaigns showcasing modern facilities, before and after facility storytelling to show the history, member-generated content highlighting spaces, and then the impact on brand equity would be that it would strengthen perceived quality, update brand associations, and increase brand relevance among young adults. The second recommendation would be to expand target positioning to capture the pre-parenthood life stage. The YMCA could develop and promote a targeted value proposition aimed at adults aged 22 to 35, positioning the organization as a community and wellness hub during the extended life stage before parenthood. The marketing objective would be to position the YMCA as relevant before parenthood by emphasizing belonging, leadership, networking, and holistic wellness. Some channel tactics could include campaign messaging centered around building your foundation in adulthood, promotion of networking events and volunteer leadership opportunities, highlighting the nationwide membership flexibility, and partnerships with employers and universities. The impact on brand equity would be that it would expand brand associations beyond families. It would build emotional attachment earlier in adulthood. It would increase the lifetime member value, and it would diversify the YMCA's revenue base. For 175 years, the YMCA has adapted to meet the needs of its communities, from industrialization to urbanization to public health crises. Today, the shift is generational. Birth rates are declining, parenthood is delayed, young adulthood is longer and more independent than ever. The YMCA does not lack value, it does not lack mission, and it does not lack trust. What it lacks is updated positioning in the minds of emerging adults. By modernizing brand perception and intentionally capturing the pre-parenthood life stage, the YMCA can strengthen perceived quality, expand brand associations, and build loyalty earlier in adulthood. These stages do not replace the YMCA's family focus. They expand it. And if the YMCA wants to be here for the next 175 years, it must not only strengthen communities, it must ensure the next generation sees themselves within those communities. Because brand equity isn't built on history alone, it's built on relevance.